Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Justice for Renters Act. And this is something I feel very strongly about because I have lived in California for about 7 years now. Prior to that, I lived in another state, New Mexico, but before that, I lived in California for a while, and I have never seen the rents or anything this exorbitant, this bad. There are families living in RVs, there are families, just living in tents. It's despicable. These rent prices that are being um, gouged on people, and people are just struggling to make ends meet. So that's why the Justice for Renters Act means a lot to me, and I will be voting yes on it. I'm not going to tell you what to vote on, but I am going to say one thing. When you start seeing ads, when it gets closer to November, to Election Day, you're going to see more ads about how voting yes on the Justice for Renters Act is going to hurt people, tenants, and everything. And this is like fear mongering. This is the work of special interest groups, people who have a lot of money because they've gouged you and now they're rich. And they're making these commercials and they're trying to dissuade you and to dissuade your vote. So I will not be listening to them. They pulled the same stunt when Prop 10 happened, years back, which would have repealed Costa Hawkins too. Costa Hawkins, Costa Hawkins, whatever. It's just, you have to look and see who funded this ad before you vote. You got to say, is this a special interest group that made this ad? Or if you read an article in the Los Angeles Times, wherever, whatever newspaper, you got to say, who wrote that article? Look into them. Say, this guy doesn't want the rent prices lower, so he's trying to scare us, and he's using reverse psychology. He, she, whoever's making the article. If you see an ad on TV, see who is paying for the ad. Is it going to be somebody with a conflict of interest? Is it somebody trying to dissuade you from voting yes to abolish Costa Hawkins? Check into that. Look at it. Don't just take their word at face value because there are a lot of people in this world that don't want to see, and in the state that don't want to see lower rent prices. They don't. This is how people make money. They're not going to spend money on these commercials to help you. They don't care about you. These articles, and I'm very much ashamed in publications because I have written a lot of journalism, I've done a lot of articles, and I'm very much disappointed in the Los Angeles Times, Cal Matters, a lot of these websites because they're not giving a good balanced view of all this. They're kind of acting like there's no problem with these steep rent prices. And, as the Washington Post says, democracy dies in darkness. People are just being kept in the dark by the press, and I don't think that's a good thing. I think it's shameful, actually. So, anyway, since they won't write it, and I've tried writing articles on the matter about how families have just been living in the streets, how the rent prices are just outrageous, how there need to be limits to what's being charged here. You can't really go to the press. You have to research this on your own. Just check out and see who's paying for this ad as it gets closer to November. This ad that's just telling you no, vote no on the Justice for Renters Act. See who made this ad. That's all I'm asking you. And then I want you to think really hard about it and think, do they have my best interests at heart? Okay. Thank you, everybody. I'm just very disgusted with these high rental prices, this greed, this it's just hard on people. It's unnecessary, and they've manipulated people out of voting for something that might actually help them, that might actually lessen their burdens a bit. So anyway, this is done. Proposition, it says right here, it's funded by the AIDS Healthcare Foundation and its founder and president, Michael Weinstein. Hey, good job, Michael Weinstein. You've been trying to pass this for a long time now, and that's just awesome. Hopefully, people will open their eyes and do a little more research this time and not believe all the special interest groups, the realtor foundations, just all these places that are trying to hoodwink you out of your own vote. You know, we don't have much say in this country, but we have a little say when we vote, a little bit. And they're trying to manipulate you even out of that. So, anyway, just research that, okay? Before you vote, that's all I'm telling you, asking you to do. Anyway, have yourselves a wonderful day and take care of yourselves.